We need
a real table.
Yeah, we do.
We have a real table right over there, but
I
we're
know,
just
but
not
we
going to sit
never
around
use
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
What?
I don't know. She just.
I don't know. She's gone.
Whoa.
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 Mike,
Whoa.
going down.
Whoa. This is.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Allie. Allie, how are you?
Well, I had a bit of an afternoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, because, okay, so do you know what solid core is?
Only from what you've described to me.
Okay, so for the listeners who may not be familiar, solid core is kind of like a Pilates class, but it's not a Pilates class where you just you do planks for 50 minutes.
Oh my God.
Pretty much, yeah.
Ouch.
Okay, the name makes some sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm low-key obsessed with it. But see, here's the thing. I went last week and when I go, I wear these special little grippy socks.
Yeah. I would.
The picture in my mind is probably not the grippy socks that you mean.
Are you picturing the toe socks?
No. Oh no, I was thinking the mental hospital grippy socks.
Yeah, it's actually not far off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But ankle length instead of all the way up.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just little socks that have little grippies on them.
Okay.
So when you're standing on the reformer or whatever, you don't fall off and crack your skull on the concrete.
That's good.
They could put rubber floors, but concrete is what they're committed to for some reason. I have these cute little grippy socks and they're red. And after I left class last week, I got home and I realized I was missing one of them. And I was really sad.
Oh, no.
I know. So I went back to class this week. And as I'm walking across the parking lot, there on the ground, I see a red grippy sock.
No.
It's still there.
That has been run over
Aww.
by many, many cars.
Aww.
And I lean over and I pick up my red grippy sock.
Aww.
And I just think, this is kind of how I feel after going to that Rangers game on Saturday. Like a run over red grippy sock.
Oh, man. I wish I was there with you guys for it, but also at the same time,
No.
oof.
It was better you weren't there.
Every time I checked my phone,
It was so sad.
just shock.
Well, we can tell you what happened. We can take you through the whole story on
You
this.
guys got to fill me in.
Yeah. On this very special edition of Hot Girls Hockey.
Yes, this is Hot Girls Hockey, born in New Jersey, our weekly opinions on the Devils. There's no facts here. And this week, as Allie said, is our special edition where we're covering the Devils Rangers game.
Remember, we analyze by vibes. So, because this rivalry between the Devils and the Rangers is so important and special in our hearts, we had to make a special edition episode of Hot Girls Hockey where we talk only about this game.
Yes.
And this definitely has nothing to do with the fact that there are scheduling conflicts that would make it hard to record a different episode during Thanksgiving week. And we want to actually make sure an episode is released.
It's all good.
Yeah.
And we have the added factor. Allie and I got to go to this game in person at the Rock and experience this firsthand. So we're bringing this to you as we tell Sarah what happened to us. Because it was a lot.
Yeah.
There were epic highs and lows.
It was more than just the game.
Seems a lot.
We're going to give you everything. We're going to give you an inside scoop from the Rock. We're going to give you in-depth play-by-plays of the terrible notes we took from the nosebleeds. We're going to give you a full breakdown of everything we saw.
Awesome.
And starting with...
Well, we're going to start with the red carpet report. Allie.
Yeah.
What was the looks this game? What was happening?
Well, let me tell you, this week, I'm coming at you live from the red carpet, literally, not metaphorically.
Yeah.
They're in person at the sidelines.
The red carpet, of course, being the dirty sidewalk
of Newark.
Yes. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what the Devils wore this week. And frankly, I don't care.
Oh.
Because that is not the fashion I'm interested in. The fashion I'm interested in are the people of the Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
The very first thing I saw, Shannon and I driving up to the Glame.
Glame?
The
Glame? What is a glame?
Okay, let me restart. The very first thing I see, we're driving up to the game. Shannon and I, late as usual.
Sorry. I'm trying to not jump on it.
It's really
We're gonna
hard.
do it one more time.
Yep.
Okay, one more.
All right.
I'm not going to look at you this time.
Picture, if you will, Shannon and I rolling on up to the Rock, late as per usual.
Mm.
She's driving, the music's bumping,
Mhm.
I'm passenger princessing.
Yeah. As you do.
And I see from across the way a woman in a Devils jersey, a pretty traditional Devils jersey. I think it was red. Maybe I honestly don't even remember.
Yeah, it was the red with the logo in the middle.
Yes. I was very distracted because my eyes were drawn right to the glitter. She had a fully bedazzled, rhinestoned jersey.
Oh my God.
And when I tell you that this has been a dream of mine,
Bedazzled, not just glittery. Like
No.
fully, like it's got
Bedazzled, like
rhinestones
punched with the
all
rhinestones.
over.
Swarovski. These
Absolutely.
Whoa.
are like a paint by numbers with
Oh
rhinestones.
my
It
God.
is
Yeah.
gorgeous. It was a work of art.
Wow.
I saw her I like just picture me face pressed up against the glass of the car.
Like a kid really excited at the aquarium as the
Literally-
pretty fish goes by.
Literally exactly like that. And so then we get into the actual arena and we passed her going the other direction. And we can get into this later, but Shannon and I were on a mission. And so I didn't have time to stop. And from across the hall, a packed rivalry game,
Yeah.
from across the hall, I go, I love your jersey.
Did she hear you?
Yes, she
Yeah,
said thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
she turned and said thank you.
Aw.
It was like new life goals.
I literally have been thinking forever how
Yeah.
cool it would be to do that.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas now.
Okay.
I'm no longer going to get you the original things I was going to get, and I'm going to buy you a bedazzler.
Oh, well, I already have one. I just need the jersey. Well, I have the jersey, but I don't want to do that one.
No, so I'll get you a jersey, and then I'll buy you the rhinestones.
There you go.
Wow, that's very expensive.
Well,
I just broke
I
your-
didn't look at it yet. So
I just broke your
do
headphones.
they have to be?
You might not want to do that. I mean, I definitely owe you money.
I'll take a look at the price point first, and then maybe I'll go back to the old Christmas present plan. Let's see how it all plays out.
In any case, this woman whose name I do not know with her beautiful bedazzled jersey is the best dressed of the week. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
10 out of 10. No
Mhm.
notes.
I
Beautiful.
want to be her.
Right?
Yeah.
Another good outfit I saw on The Rock was a classic. Well, this was a fun little moment for me. I saw this guy wearing a jersey, and he was very tall. And I was like, for my first inclination, my first reaction, I don't know. My first reaction was, "That's a very tall man." And then I saw the number 94 on his jersey, and I was like, "Who's number 94?" And then I saw the words "Nevermore" where the name should be.
Nevermore 94?
I see this is taking you both a moment to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He has a 94 and Nevermore jersey. A
Did
Devil's jersey.
Nevermore come out in 94? Is
What
this
is
in
Never-
reference?
I'm thinking Edgar Allan
Like-
Poe. I don't know what's happening here.
You're both so refined. No. The last time the Rangers won the Stanley Cup. So the Rangers, it's
okay.
94 and Nevermore.
Oh.
That's how you insult them.
Got it. Okay.
I thought it was some song reference.
I don't know where
so
I was
Nirvana,
going.
I get that.
Yeah.
And Nirvana,
That's
1990.
Nevermind.
Oh.
I was thinking Evermore. Like my brain was just
Oh, like Taylor Swift?
We are all
Yeah,
over the
Wow,
place.
this is a mess. No, like a 94 and Nevermore. I thought it
Okay.
was cute because he made the name Nevermore.
That
I
is
like
good.
that.
That is good.
That
I
is
didn't-
good.
I thought that was cute.
That
they
is
really
clever.
haven't won since 94?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Whoa. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
And then, Shannon deleted this.
What? I did? I'm sorry.
Or maybe
deleted this.
What did I delete?
Well, so we have our first and our second place. First place, lady with the sequin
Yeah,
jersey. Second
I
place, 94 Nevermore. Third place was best dressed. There's no worst dressed. Well, actually, there is a worst dressed. It's obviously everyone who was wearing a Rangers jersey.
Absolutely.
Boo,
Yeah.
boo,
Yeah.
tomato,
Yep.
boo. But third place was me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I look cute as
Okay.
hell.
I can attest to this absolutely because all of specifically the security guards in the stairwell, the women's security guards were so sweet when we were walking down, and they would all like do a full look over of Allie and just smile. You're just like, oh, she's clearly so lovely.
I had my cute little skirt on, my little pigtails with my ribbons in my hair.
The sorority skirts, man.
Yeah. I was getting different looks from men, but what else is new?
Yeah.
And you, Shannon, you looked cute as hell in your little skirt.
Thanks. It's the only time I ever wear a skirt is to the Devils game.
Our vibe is very much Devils cheerleaders whenever we go to the game.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. I love it.
I literally brought the pom-poms, but I forgot them. Yeah, I forgot them in my pocket though. Yeah.
Do you wear your horns or anything?
Next time.
I forgot them when I went to.
We also have a special guest report from the red carpet this week.
Oh?
Yeah. Shannon.
Oh.
Has her own little fashion style analysis.
Okay.
So, Sarah, we saw the Devils mascot and he grew out his flippin' mustache. It was 3 times the size it normally would be. It's still like in a full like long line across his face, across the lip. And I looked at Allie and I'm like, that's not normal. That's not what that normally looks like. And didn't understand why. They played a couple clips on the Jumbotron and he had like the thin mustache that I remembered. And I was like, so I had the side-by-side comparison in real time and was so confused. I'm like, is this a Devil special thing? Or are they just like, the Devils mascot now has a bigger mustache?
Maybe he's participating in No Shave November.
Oh my God. Wait, what if he is?
No, that's totally what it is.
Did they say anything about it though?
I don't know, but that's absolutely what it is. He's probably going to have a full beard at the end of the month.
Ew.
Oh, gosh darn it.
Oh my
I
God,
wish I thought of that.
He actually is. I just went to the New Jersey Devil Twitter and that is actually what this is about.
Is it really?
I am not kidding. It says another year growing a mustache for a good cause with the New Jersey Devils team. # Movember. And then there's pictures of him with this mustache. Ah! Oh my God, that is terrifying. He also like has like a shirt open situation and they gave him these like foam abs and I hate it.
That's too much.
All of it.
Too much.
How much, like, what do you think I would have to do to become the Jersey Devil mascot? Because that is my dream job.
I don't know. I don't know what goes into mascotry.
I think you just have to skate.
I'm not sure.
Oh God, the foam abs, you're right.
It's awful.
I'm glad I wasn't hallucinating and I really did see a larger mustache and I'm like, is this the direction they're going? I missed the thin one.
I hate it so much. Yeah, I missed the thin one.
I can't wait for him to shave his flipping mustache.
Yeah.
Sarah, has anything changed for our stats and standings after this game?
So,
let's just do a quick little smash cut to me last episode saying I'm cautiously optimistic about the game against the Rangers.
I could do that.
I'm cautiously optimistic about the first game against the Rangers, despite everything. But we can get into that later.
Yeah.
So since this was obviously a loss for us, we have not increased in points, still sitting at 17, and we are now 6th in the division.
How many are in the division?
8.
Oh, wow.
Things have looked better for the Devils.
For the Flyers ahead of us.
Don't quote me on this.
They're on like a 5-game winning streak.
Don't quote me on this. But
if they're ahead of us, I'm going to take these headphones off.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. They are 2nd in the division at the moment.
Stop. Well, at least it's not the Capitals anymore.
It's not.
I'm just
going to
behind
go, us?
But behind us at the moment, Islanders and the Blue Jackets.
It's a rough time to be a Devils fan.
Yeah.
I'm going to go cry in Alfred's arms right now.
I'll join you.
Well, Sarah, let us take you through this game.
Yeah. What did I miss?
All the chaos that led to this unfortunate continuing standing.
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys said you were late right?
Well,
We were late for what we wanted to do.
late for
Okay.
activities. We made puck drop.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Enough time for food,
yeah.
drinks.
We
chill.
could talk about the Prudential after the game, I guess.
Yeah.
Because this is a game that we were in person at live, we have just a lot of really good bullet points. I don't know where yours start, Shannon, but just
They're
jumping
on the-
right
don't
into
worry.
it.
I planned on jumping in because we had like a lot of the same notes, so I didn't
Okay.
want to.
All right.
I'm gonna jump in.
I'll just start us off then.
All
I
right.
don't remember how far this was into the period. I don't, it's a Devils game. As you can predict, the Rangers take the first point with Baldy.
Who is Baldy?
I mentioned that someone shaved their head in the offseason,
That's
Shannon.
true. She did.
Panera Bread. I'm sorry, that's mean. Panarin. Honestly, the reason why I call him Panera Bread is because I can never remember where to put the emphasis in his name.
I feel like Panera Bread is not meaner than Baldy. I'm sorry.
Bread man scored. And I'm going to be honest, I need to foreshadow the discussion that's going to have to take place in this
Yeah.
episode. Vitek was not in a good position to block this goal. I was Shannon, we were sitting in the nosebleeds. I was drinking a
Yeah.
high noon. I was like half glanced up in the process of taking a sip. And even from where I was sitting, I was like, oh God, why are you on that side of the net?
Oh,
Not to be like, I hate being one of those people who's like, spectator, blah, 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 blah. Why couldn't you do it better? Because like it's genuinely harder to move fast and to get into that
Yeah.
position. But like, there was a long enough
Some
pause. Panarin was not subtle about where he was going to shoot. It was kind of, you could see it from the nosebleeds.
Oh,
Vitek just did not save it.
everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has bad days.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way.
This was just an unfortunate first goal
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
Rangers.
And
It sucked.
and I was worried that it was going to set the tone because, as we know,
That does tend to happen with
Yeah.
the Devils.
and the series of events that led up to the Rangers making their first goal was Holtz tripped someone. I don't even remember who. They went to the power kill.
Mm.
Rangers score.
Yeah.
Ugh. I just get so annoyed with how frequent it seems that penalties lead to scoring chances for the opposition.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I've been harping on that for multiple episodes.
You kind of have, but they haven't
But-
improved on it. So it's going to keep coming up.
It's true. It's happening.
And I guess that's a fault of the defense, but what exactly are they doing to improve that?
Although, well, I guess it was Holtz's fault for tripping someone. It's the blame train. We could choo.
I was really impressed because
Oh my God. Sorry, go ahead, Shannon.
we answered, and the person
Yes, I was just
who
gonna say.
answered, we didn't even talk about this
didn't.
at the top.
You and I realized that
we
at the
just
same time.
I know we forgot
we
to
blew
say
right past this.
Whoa.
fucking jacuzzi was playing again.
Oh my God, that's right. Wow. We
How?
completely skipped right over that.
Why did we not mention
I
that?
even sent you guys a text message. Like I was like standing waiting for the show to start. Like Jack's playing. Hello.
We were there in the arena when he came out for warm-ups.
Oh my God.
And everybody was like
It was
clapping.
chaos.
It was
Wow.
screaming.
Wow.
It was
It
the
was a
highlight
moment.
of the night.
we completely forgot about this like
We're just
major
like, let's talk
thing.
about the
Let's talk
Rangers game. The Devils game, but just not mention the fact that Jack came
Jack,
back.
who has been out for I don't even know how many games at
We're
this
so
point.
good at this.
Yeah. Whoops.
That's right. Holy shit. Okay.
Oh my
Take
God.
me back.
So incredibly, Jack Hughes answered. But this goal, honestly, it was comical.
This was like the laziest goal I've ever seen in my
Really?
life. Yes, girl.
It was hysterical.
again.
Lazy on whose part, Jack?
Everyone.
Interesting.
The audience.
No, Jack was the only one not being lazy.
Yes,
Okay.
literally
All right. Okay.
stood up slowly for
Because
the
no one
reveal.
was sure even what was going on.
It was incredible.
Okay.
Huh.
So there's a whole bunch of traffic. They're in the offensive zone.
Mhm.
The Devils, I don't think, had the puck. The Rangers had the puck, kind of lost it, and the puck just kind of like trickled over towards the boards. And I'm sitting there, I was like, no one's going after it.
What?
Now, when I tell you this was like, it was a split second. It wasn't like a long amount of time,
Sure.
but long enough for me to sit there and be like, no one's
Like, what's going on
after
here?
this?
Huh.
And Jack is like, has his back to it and is like ready to go chase after the puck, and then turns around, sees it. No one else
What?
seems to see it.
Where is everyone else?
He's in the same mindset we are. We're like,
What's
the puck's-
going on?
Nobody's at it.
He's like literally the only man on the ice paying attention to this puck right now.
What
Yep.
sport was everyone else playing at that time? What?
I don't even know. Retrieves it, shoots it. It bounces off of Shesterkin and then lands on the ice. And then when again, no one's even looking
What?
at it. It just kind of waddles into the
It
goal.
literally rolled so slowly because how do you say it?
What in the
Shesterkin
world?
thought he had it.
Yes,
But
yes,
then-
he's literally like looking at his hand, like
He's like, oh, I got this, and the whole play stops. All the players
no
stop.
one's moving with a sense of urgency. At some point, a whistle was blown in the middle of this
Yes.
too. No
But
one's
it
moving with a
just-
sense of urgency. Everyone assumed that the play had stopped.
This
That
is
they
so
thought
weird.
Shesterkin had stopped it, but the whole audience slowly stood up as they saw the puck slowly come out behind him, and I just in
when we say
slow
slow,
motion,
we
I
mean-
mean slow.
Like, you could watch it over the line.
Oh my god! What in the
And
world?
you just look around the stadium, and every Devils fan is slowly standing up, and trying to figure out if we're supposed to cheer or not.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, did that count? Did it count?
Holy
Because a whistle
shit.
was blown at some point in there, but it did
Yeah.
count.
Because
Oh
they
my God.
thought he had stopped it, but he didn't.
That is so funny. What the hell?
And then it was announced goal, and then they reviewed it.
I love that. That's hilarious.
What
What,
a-
a way to come back into this game and score the weirdest goal possible somehow.
So, Sarah, we had a pretty important observation during this game.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh.
There was, obviously the exciting announcement that Jack was making his grand return,
That's true.
but someone did not make his return.
Someone.
Multiple someones, but
Which one?
we didn't really expect Nico to come back.
Fair enough.
Our friend Timo Meyer
Still out, huh?
was still out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Funny story about this.
Oh, what?
Every game that I have ever been to, Timo Meyer has been out. I have
can't-
never seen him play in person.
I cannot believe that is true. That feels wild to me.
I didn't realize it until like Allie and I were kind of sitting there and they were just like displaying the lines and stuff. And I was like, oh, I've never seen him play. I feel like a jinx.
Yeah.
I was so sad.
I don't think it's you. I just think it's so
Oddly,
unfortunate.
It's not fair
Yeah.
to not see your favorite
Yeah.
player.
No.
It's the price that you paid to fix the witch's curse.
Yes.
Gain back Dawson Mercer, but lose
Yeah.
Timo Meyer.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a cost.
Maybe that was the sacrifice I made for
Mhm.
killing the witch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On accident. It was on accident.
As someone whose favorite player is Nico, I understand because I feel like
Yeah, this has
I'm
been
in
a
the
good time for you guys, huh?
desert. Miserable.
Yeah.
Besides, I don't even care how well the team does because truthfully, they go through stretches all the time of winning and losing. But I genuinely like rooting for them, and I like rooting for Nico. He's just like fun to
Yeah.
watch
Mhm.
play,
He is.
and it's honestly more boring with him not being there.
I agree.
And with Timo not being there, who's your favorite player, Sarah?
I was just thinking about that. My answer used to be Ryan Graves.
Yeah.
Now I'd say it's either VTech or Dougie.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
But those are just kind of like,
Good choices.
they're just solid. They're good choices.
Yeah. You could be a
I
Jack
like
Hughes
both of
girl.
those.
No. No. Absolutely not.
What about Brett?
Brett's good, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's already got enough fans.
I feel like also we wouldn't get along for some reason. Maybe Eric
Huh.
Holla. I like
Eric
him.
Holla,
He's
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Even with Timo being out, there were plenty of opportunities for penalties and, to quote Shannon, skirkuffles.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Honestly, it felt like Tio was still on the ice and was possessing players. And as Allie said, we need to exercise this.
The spirit of Tio.
The spirit of Tio took over Jacob Truba's body. Actually, that's not true because Jacob Truba has been possessed for quite some time.
Just on his own.
This man, not that far into the first period, Jacob Truba does what Jacob Truba gonna do and it hits Nosek pretty hard, who just came back from injuries.
Oh my God.
Hits him. And then he's like, poor Nosek is like using the goal to like the net to like pull himself up.
Oh,
because he
geez.
can't stand. And you're like, bruh,
Damn.
this is how we're starting off.
Okay.
We're in the first period.
They're still mad about last season. Got it.
I think that's just Truba's
Or it's just him.
state of being. There was no penalty on the Rangers for that because there's never a penalty on Truba. He is one of those guys who really toes the line of almost hitting the head, sometimes hitting the head or getting very close to the head, but doesn't technically hit the head, and somehow manages to avoid penalties. And it's kind of fun because every time this happens, you get to see the great debate of people from both sides, the team playing the Rangers fans debating whether or not Truba's hit is clean or dirty. And the answer is, I don't care. I want to see my silly little boys play hockey.
Yeah.
And if Truba keeps hitting my silly little boys and they can't walk afterwards.
That's true. There will be no hockey.
I don't really care. I don't really care if it's a legal hit or not. I want to see him play hockey. Stop sending him back to the injury purgatory.
Yeah. Ugh. Got too many of them there.
But I guess McLeod answered Truba's hit with a nice hit of his own that did not lead to a penalty, much to the roar of boos from the Ranger fan in the arena.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh. I just quickly have to say there is something crazy about because the Rangers are so close to the Devils that geographically that the audience truly was half blue, half red.
No. I disagree. I think it was mostly blue.
Really? I was going to say, I think it slightly skewed blue.
I hate that.
It was disgusting where sometimes the Rangers would do the, let's go Rangers. And I just was like, why is this louder
Go home.
than the Devils chants?
Yeah.
It just felt wrong.
Yes. So in the first period, Jimmy Vesey scores for the Rangers, takes their second point. And they go to a power play. I think Jack Hughes was cross-checked. Welcome back to your first game, kid.
Have another injury.
Have another injury. Your shoulders hurt? We'll aim for it. But on the power play for that resulting penalty, Andre Palat ties it right back up.
Oh, good.
So the first
Finally.
Yeah. He was due for one.
Yeah.
So the first period was a quick back and forth and they ended it tied. Second period, truthfully, not much to report. They went into it tied. They ended it tied at 2-2.
No
Towards
change.
the end, the Devils were looking a little, they've been pretty strong throughout. They were maybe looking a little sloppy, a little tired towards the end. You could just tell that they were trying to fight to prevent a goal as opposed to maybe trying to score their own, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Analyzing by vibes here.
Yep.
And I remember distinctly turning to Shannon at the end of that second period and saying, oh, we needed that to end. Recuperate.
Just stop.
Just holding on.
And go into the third period strong. And they did.
Oh?
Start of the third period, Uncle Eric Holla takes the lead.
Hey.
And does the beautiful, do you remember like that little celebration he did last during the playoffs?
No.
Do I?
Do you guys remember this?
I don't remember
Okay,
this.
well, he did the same little like celebration flex on the Rangers,
Oh.
which I just thought was fun.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Love
just
it.
Just a little teasing, a little
That
mocking.
mean girl energy.
A little, the Eric Holla mean girl energy.
I love it.
He's got mean girl energy. So then it's Mr. Panera Bread
No.
ties it up
Yeah.
3-3.
Yeah.
There's still more than half the period left.
Yes. And I just want to say, I was right in the last episode up to this moment.
I remember
Up to this moment,
That's
I'm
true.
like, we're going to be tied back and back until the very last moment of the game.
Yeah.
And I
But-
thought we were going to win. And I was really wrong.
And from there, it proceeds to just fall apart in very rapid succession. I I don't even know how to describe this because I felt like I was being like pelted left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon, I don't remember what happens. This whole thing is a fever dream. Panarin
so
ties it up
It
and
just
then,
happened fast, and
It was tied, and then the Rangers scored again.
Vesey.
Right. The game ended in my least favorite possible mother flipping way.
So-
oh man,
It's 4-3.
We just watched VTech run off the ice.
no.
Empty net. And if you can imagine, we cannot hold on to the mother flipping pup in our own offensive zone. So it ended 5-3. And I wrote, "Welp, I declare no more empty nets. Absolutely no more. We cannot pull the goalie anymore."
Pulling your goalie, if you're just going to immediately turn over the puck at every possible opportunity, is always going to result in an empty net
Yep.
goal and increase my seasonal depression.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where it was 4-3 and Shannon was like, "Do you think we should leave?" All the Devils fans were leaving. And I was like, "No, it's 4-3. They can tie this up. We could go to overtime." And then the empty net goal happened. I was like, "Oh, we got to get out of here. We got to run. Bolt for the parking lot."
Oh man.
So
It was not cool.
what went wrong?
Allie, you wrote it here, what Dano said.
Yeah. I mean, after at some point, Dano said that the Devils found a way to lose.
That's what it felt like.
And this was very sad to me because I remember one of my favorite things last season was how often we got to talk about how the Devils would find a way to win.
Yeah.
They would, with each successive period, seem to get better. And in the final 10 minutes, seemed to play at their best.
Yeah.
And you could have them like completely up against a wall and they would find a way to win by seemingly adapting to their opponent's
Mm-hmm.
strategy. And this season, it seems more frequently that they're finding ways to lose.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're up 3-2. You've played strong.
Also, you talk about it here, Allie, that you have a theory that Nico normally compensates
Okay.
in a manner. And I think of it in a different way.
I call this is what we call, this is actually a healthcare thing.
Okay.
We call this the Swiss cheese theory.
What?
Have you guys ever heard of the Swiss cheese theory?
I have not.
Okay, well, let me explain this to you.
I'm
So-
just picturing eating Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, well, instead I need
Love
you
it.
to picture multiple, yes, a delicious
Great
cheese.
cheese.
It's a great cheese.
Yeah.
Big
Okay.
fan. I need you instead to picture multiple slices of cheese.
Okay. I'm picturing multiple slices
Of
of
Swiss
slice.
cheese.
Got it.
Swiss,
Right?
Swiss sliced cheese.
It's not easy to say.
No.
It's pictured.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so they got little holes in it, right? Because
Yep.
it's Swiss cheese. Now you line all these slices up. Now these slices are your border, your walls of defense. Each slice is a wall of defense. But here's the problem: it's Swiss cheese.
That it is.
There's holes in
There's
it.
holes in it.
Exactly. And the problem is the holes individually are not an issue, but if the holes in each layer of the cheese line up,
Mm-hmm.
then things can get through. This is an actual metaphor that we use
Wow.
for understanding a disease, like the spread of disease.
Huh.
So you can look and you look at the different layers of like basically if you have like a bacteria or a virus, how does it get from point A to a patient? It gets to point A from the patient by slipping through the different holes in the layers if all of those holes line up. And so if you can't solve the problems in one layer, you can compensate by solving the problems in a different layer.
Wow.
Wow. You make me feel like I could go to medical school for
I know,
like a
right?
hot moment there.
So the Swiss cheese solution is if you have a breakdown in your defense, one of the ways you can compensate.
She also, I feel like Shannon, I didn't want to interrupt her, but I could have sworn that Shannon said pup instead of puck
She
earlier,
did
and
say
I
pup.
lost it.
Yep,
Okay.
I did too.
Anyway.
But I let it go.
Yep. So the Swiss cheese defense.
Yeah, so the Swiss cheese. So let me back up.
Sorry.
I'm just picturing like a poor little pup
I
on the
had to
ice.
say it. I had to say it. I'm sorry.
Hit by the hockey players.
I know
It's
we're
so
trying to
sad.
not jump on it, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The issue with the Devils right now is that they're having too many goals scored on them. Vitek was projected to have 3 goals scored on him by the Rangers, which we can talk a little bit about goaltending in a second, but that in and of itself is a lot of goals
Yeah.
for your team to have to compensate for, because that immediately puts the pressure on the offense to have to score at least 4 goals if you want to win the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that aside as a separate issue, the Devils are just letting way too many pucks in. So how do you fix this problem? Because you can look at it as a goaltending issue where your goaltender needs to stop more pucks. Okay, but how does the puck get to that point?
Right.
Does your defense need to be more aggressive? That's a possible problem. Another layer is your offense. If your offense can hold on to the puck and prevent turnovers, that can also prevent the puck from getting to the goaltender.
Yeah.
And I genuinely feel like a big difference is that when Nico is playing and when Jack is playing, they both just really seem to hang on to the puck and keep it in the offensive zone for the Devils
Yeah.
long enough that they can play their cute little game of pass the puck around for 12 hours while we all sit at our couches and screaming at the TV for someone to shoot, please.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah, don't you like, I feel like previously we were yelling at them to shoot more.
Right. Because I feel like, especially last season, they would get like stuck in the offensive zone. And it would just seem like they were just hanging out, just
Playing
passing
ping
it
pong.
back and forth. Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like a lot of that is just how defensive Nico plays.
That
And
is a
he's
very good point.
gone for these past couple of games that they've been struggling. Analyzing by vibes.
We're here for that. And that is what the vibe is saying.
The vibe is saying that offensive turnovers could be part of the problem. So the question is, for a long-term solution, do you look at the goaltending issue or do you try to nip it in the bud at the offensive level?
I have a completely different theory.
Interesting.
You don't like my Swiss cheese solution?
No, yours is way better than what
Okay.
I told you in the car on the way back from
I
the
don't
game.
remember what you told me in the car.
Perfect. So what I said was, I think Nico, with him not being there, he used to absorb all the sadness
Oh.
on the ice because he is always so sad. It looks like he takes everything
He's morose.
so seriously. And I feel like he just used to absorb that emotion for everyone because he never smiles. He never looks happy.
He smiles.
And show me a picture.
Okay.
Okay.
She's going.
But my point is, I feel like he used to absorb a lot of that sadness energy. If we're talking about vibes, and the rest of the team
analyzing
This
by
is
vibes.
indeed.
and the rest of the team doesn't know how to handle it and rally the troops or like take on the brunt of like, hey, we're not doing great. We got to do this now.
That's true,
What's the
though.
smile look like? Is there a smile? Let's see it.
Yeah.
I love to
Okay.
hockey.
He's smiling in this photo. That's
That's not a smile. That's
That's barely a smile, I have
that's
to say.
a knitted brow with a fake smile.
Yeah.
if you didn't see his eyebrows, he would look like he was smiling
The
more. He
mouth
just has
is
okay.
like basically a straight line.
he just has intense eyebrows. Okay, hold on.
Well-
There's definitely pictures of him smiling. Okay, I can't find them right now. But I don't like have pictures of him smiling saved for a rainy day or something. He's smiling in this one.
It's not.
It's exactly the same. No, he's not.
This up, just everything that happened in the game. The last point that I wanted to talk about that I completely agreed with you is why they didn't play Schmidt.
Okay, you and I had the same question because, first of all,
That is a good question.
if we rewind to the playoffs, Vitek
Yeah.
struggled against the Rangers. They threw Schmidt in there just for a hee hee ha ha to see what would happen,
Mhm.
and he did great. For whatever reason, Schmidt just seems to.
But you're right. There was something about the way that Schmidt goaltends that was just stumping the Rangers last
It
season.
was like Ranger kryptonite.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that? That is such a good question.
And I honestly feel like just even from the standpoint of the mental game, I kind of Schmidt seemed to shake the Rangers' confidence a
Yeah.
little bit.
So-
Panarin went and shaved his head.
That's true.
You know?
Something,
That's
something
a man who's
happened.
going through something.
Yeah. So what was the decision making here?
So the only thing I can think is that the previous game before the Rangers game was the Penguins game.
Yeah.
And Vitek played that game and they won. And I feel like Lindy Ruff is a little bit of a creature of habit in that way. And kind of is like, well, Vitek played the last game. They won the last game. Let's leave him in net.
Maybe.
And who knows? There could be something else going on behind the scenes. You never really know. But
Fair.
I don't know. I kind of feel like just to play the mental game, putting Schmidt in.
Yeah. I wonder what would have happened otherwise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Not that
think
one player will change the whole game like that, but
apparently Nico and his magical sadness absorbing ability can.
I swear.
I think Shannon's onto something though.
Well, can you imagine Shannon and I coaching a team together? I'm like, okay, guys, let's go back and reevaluate our plays. And let's look at the areas where we had moments of breakdowns and see how we can adjust to make it a little bit better next time to prevent future issues. Shannon's gonna be like, okay, I need you all to hold hands and absorb each other's vibes.
Honestly, I probably would do that.
And it would work.
It would.
We would be undefeated.
Yeah.
We have played sports together and we did not do great. We played softball together and you were really good at it. And I stood in the outfield and wrote like Britney Spears fan fiction in my head or something. Like we were not playing the same game.
I think that's a good dual coaching strategy, though. I think that'll really help. You know, it appeals to a broad range of players that way.
Overall, not so great. But there's something bigger we have to tell you about, Sarah.
Okay.
Was it what it felt like to physically be in the Rock during a Rangers game?
Yeah.
As Allie had mentioned, I swear we saw more blue than red.
I hate that.
Like
I
if it
100%
was
agree.
60, 40, 70, 30, it was a weird feeling. I theorize that a lot of Rangers fans have a Devils fan. Like everyone
Like a
walking
child?
around, a child, a couple, a friend, like everyone who was a Rangers fan, besides like a few bigger groups, had a Devils fan next to them.
It's a real Romeo and Juliet
A
situation.
little bit. Yeah.
Every Rangers fan is assigned a dedicated Devils fan.
I think
what
so.
it felt like.
And
You
to
have to-
torment them.
So I think that's like a part of it, like because the rivalry, it's intense, but at the same time, because the rivalry is intense, there were moments where I'm like, I don't want to be here sitting in this seat anymore.
As
I
the
felt
game-
uncomfortable.
As the game progressed on the ice, things were getting a little
heated.
yeah, a little hostile, a little aggressive.
Yeah.
In the stands, it was more so.
Eek.
I don't know if this is true. I don't necessarily believe everything I read, but I was seeing people tweeting about a couple of little fights breaking out. Some people had to be escorted out.
Oh.
Wow.
It definitely felt like that group of frat bros, a couple rows behind us, were ready to start swinging.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah. And that's kind of funny because I did think there was an increase in the fan behavior videos that they played on the Jumbotron. Like they played one every break, like every period break.
What videos?
There's videos that they play on the Jumbotron about fan behavior, and like they're like animated bobbleheads, and says if you don't comply with the Rock's rules of like fan behavior, you will
really?
be kicked out.
I didn't
And
notice
I've
those.
never saw those before, and
Yeah,
they
I've
played
never
it like
seen that.
4 times. So I wonder if it's just
They
specific.
were anticipating some fights.
Yeah.
Well, our big mission at the Rock this time, because this was for Shannon and I, this was our first time at the Rock since they got a new food vendor.
That's true.
Yes.
And because we were late to this game, I did not have a chance to eat beforehand.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
So
Good.
which is suboptimal, really.
Yeah.
When you're going to the Prudential Center.
Yeah.
So we go in and I'm like, I've heard there's new food vendors. Let's go try some food. First problem, like most of the places on the second floor were closed.
That's what I heard. And that's weird.
So the theories that I've heard is that the new vendor, one, either doesn't pay well enough and therefore doesn't have enough staff to open all of the stalls, or two, is trying to increase its profit margins because the more stalls you have open, the more people you have to pay, therefore the less profit you make.
Got it.
I don't know. In any case, I missed out on a whole bunch of like fun little shenanigans that I wanted to participate in because I was actually starving and we were running around trying to find food. And I ended up with pizza. It sucked, which I knew it would suck, but like it's personally offensive to be in New Jersey and have pizza that sucks.
Yeah, really.
It's so not that hard to just have a pizzeria.
Right? There's even so many of them. That feels like it should be a crime, honestly.
Literally.
Something else about the food vendors is sometimes, like, I understand that the different stalls have different types of food.
Yeah.
But it was actually really hard to tell which stall had what set of food. And Allie saw somebody who was like, they have pizza. And all the stalls we went up to was hot dogs, french fries, pretzels,
chicken tenders.
And I was like, this is not what we're looking for. Where the F is the pizza? So I had to go and ask a woman.
Really want pizza necessarily? I just wanted like an actual food.
Yeah.
But we didn't want chicken tenders or hot dogs.
Yeah. I was really disappointed because when we finally did make it upstairs and we were just wandering around, we did come across a place that had spring rolls.
Oh.
And mac and cheese that I didn't get to try because I'd already bought my overpriced pizza.
Yeah.
But that sounds delicious. Spring rolls, I could F up some spring rolls at the
a lot
hockey
better
game.
than some terrible pizza.
Yeah. I like how Shannon made a note of where the mac and cheese and spring rolls are. It's 105
That's
in case
good to
anyone
know,
is looking for them.
If we are going on Saturday.
Yeah, we should.
Good to know.
Because I literally had to write it down because I do not want to forget where the pizza and the mac and cheese and the spring rolls are because that's what I'm going to go for immediately when I go in.
Yeah.
And the thing about the mac and cheese and spring rolls, you have to go upstairs. What if you're on the first floor and you don't know about the mac and cheese and the spring rolls upstairs?
Then you have to eat shitty pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or hot dogs.
Ugh.
I'd rather starve.
It's honestly so disappointing too because like compared to other stadiums in the area, like Citi Field, which is where the Mets play, Citi Field fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Citi Field is so cool. And the coolest thing about it is they have the little stalls decorated to look like you're in the city and it's like little city bodegas. And they kind of have that similar thing on the upper level at the Prudential Center where they have like that little strip of shops that's meant to almost look like the Jersey Shore. And so you would think they would have like a saltwater taffy station and a bagel shop.
Yeah.
Why is there not a bagel shop?
Why is there not a bagel?
I don't know.
You know, what I was most excited for though was the whiskey lounge.
Yeah.
And Shannon and I, in the first intermission, we booked it down there. All I wanted was a Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
We waited in line so long.
Didn't move.
Did you get your Manhattan?
Didn't move.
Well, as it turns out, it's a good thing we left the line, Shannon, because I saw someone else post that they couldn't even make a Manhattan at the whiskey lounge.
Are you kidding?
Why?
What are you making at a whiskey lounge?
What the fuck are you serving?
You have whiskey.
Did they have anything else?
They had
apparently not vermouth.
Okay.
They had a decent amount of selection, like nothing that's like amazing. But I was like, okay, I could have some of these whiskeys and I will enjoy this. But if they're not even going to mix you a cocktail, like how do they even serve it? I'm so curious.
They probably just have like a basic mixer.
I hate it.
Like Jameson and ginger type thing.
I would break my glass.
Oh, you like Jameson and ginger.
I don't like ginger.
Oh, I was thinking of someone else then.
Oh, you're going to get Jameson and ginger wet.
I have other friends. But yeah, honestly, it just kind of sucked. It like ruined the vibe.
So they're letting you down in the food, in the drinks.
And it was a packed house. It was a Saturday night game.
Yeah.
It was a rivalry game. The house was packed. They could have had every single stall open, but I didn't get to trade into my friendship bracelets because there wasn't enough time in between periods.
That's a
and
shame.
then when we were sitting, we were surrounded by Rangers fans. Oh, and we sat in the wrong seats.
Oh, yeah. What was this about?
This was so frustrating.
And it wasn't just us. It was also the father-son who sat next to us.
Really?
Yes.
What happened?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So we walk over to the section on the wall that says 213.
Sure.
And I tell the lady, hey, 213, these are our seats. And she's like, okay, up there, right there. So we go over and Allie and I sit down. I'm like, that's weird. We had like an extra seat on the end from us. And I said, I'm so sure we had the two like aisle seats.
I remember you saying
in a
that
row.
you did.
And I was so excited for that. I'm like, oh, I guess I just looked at the map wrong or whatever.
And I also was sitting down. I was like, I thought our seats were more center ice, but we're a little
Yes.
off center. But whatever, it looks different on the map.
Right. So I'm like, whatever, cool. Allie and I leave during
we
the
watched
first
the whole first period, and there's a father-son sitting next to us.
Yeah, and they're Rangers fans, but they were chill.
Okay.
They were
They
cool.
were Rangers fans?
They were.
Really?
I didn't discover it until the end of the third period. And I was like, you guys are so good at being quiet. But they were.
Wow. They were so nice.
They were.
We're on our failed mission for whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we come back and I left my jacket on the seat because I was like, whatever, it's my crappy
Sure.
jacket. I come back and my jacket's like sitting on a railing.
Huh.
And I'm like, oh, why would someone move my jacket? That's so weird.
That's weird.
And then there's people sitting in the seats we were sitting in.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they're like, oh, sorry, we came to the game late or whatever. And we're like, oh, no, I think these are our seats. And she's like, oh, this is section 214. And Allie and I were like, this is where we were sitting.
And we're like, it says 213. It's
When you
marked
walk in,
213.
but on
Weird.
the back wall behind the people, it did say 214, even though the stairs leading up says 213. So I was like, I understand the confusion, but I was also pissed because the lady told us to
She told
go
you those
over there
seats.
and to go to that side
Yeah.
instead of
Ushers
to the left.
We're very like out of it, but it was
Huh.
hard to find your seats, and people always move around in seats, and I don't really care. But it felt like a much more chaotic because then when we went to the other section to where our actual seats were, which were better seats, there were other people sitting in our seats.
Oh, I would have said something.
Well, then we were confused because
Right, because then the two seats in front were open. So Allie and I were like, oh, did we remember the wrong row? So we sat in the two seats in the front. And there were these girls behind us, and they start whispering to each other. And,
and then they get up and leave.
yeah, came over because we sat where she was sitting. It's like, oh, I think we got to go sit back in our original seats. So they get up and move.
Weird.
And then I look at Allie and I said, hey, I think we're actually that row and we need to go
So
sit in those
then-
seats.
On the third try, we get
Oh
into our
my
seats.
God.
And then I look to our right and I'm like, hey, it's Ranger Dad and Son.
They were in the
Yes.
same. Oh my God.
And they were like, yeah, we don't know what happened. They sent us to the wrong seats.
That's
They
so
were
weird.
also sent to the wrong section in the wrong seats.
Which-
and because of that group that showed up late, all those seats were open. So we didn't know any better.
Wow.
And we both sat there for the full period.
Oh my God.
And honestly, just saying, that would never happen at Madison Square Garden.
No.
They have their shit together.
Probably not.
Stalls would have been open.
Mm-hmm.
People would have been sent to the correct seat. Ushers were not doing a great job of making sure that people were staying in their seats during play.
Oh, geez.
It was so bad.
Okay at keeping people from going back to their seats, but it's still distracting if you get up out of your seat in the middle
Yeah.
of play. And people honestly were just like moving around very willy-nilly,
Weird.
chaotically. But I think part of it was because no one could figure out where they were supposed to sit.
Apparently not. Yeah.
Yeah. So we played musical chairs for the first period and a half, and it was great. It was great.
I can't believe they didn't show up for the whole first period.
Yeah, who does that?
That's weird.
I have no idea. Moving on over to the Skircuffle Awards. There were 4 scuffles in this game.
Damn.
The tension was palatable on the ice, for sure.
Okay.
The one of note happened in the first period with 6 minutes left in the game, and Siegenthaler fought back for the hit that happened on Nosek.
Mhm.
That was intense, and I was like, I can't believe it happened right away. The rest of my notes, Mercer was apparently in Scuffle 3. I don't know who was in Scuffle 4.
What about 2?
Scuffle 2 was lost, but I knew we were
But
on
it
Scuffle
happened.
3. Mercer
Okay.
was a part of Scuffle 3.
There's a lost
And it was,
scuffle.
like, going on. But my point being, like, I haven't seen that many scuffles in
That
a
is a
game
lot, yeah.
thus far. And when we play the Rangers, like, you can just tell shit is going to go down later in the season.
That is
Jacob
true.
Trudeau
And
is
I
here for
am-
blood.
Looking forward to it, but I just don't want anyone to be like really injured.
Yeah.
Allie,
Yeah.
what are the whispers on the Twitter wins for this game?
Well, my first point is that the Prudential Center sucks. Why is everything closed? We already talked about this,
Yeah.
but I would just like to point out that there was a picture circulating on Twitter showing on the upper concourse all of those closed concession stands. And it was the section right outside of where we were sitting, actually.
Yes, it was.
And I recognized some of the people in the photo. I'm pretty sure we were standing like just outside a frame of this very, very sad, desolate looking photo. So the picture that caused all the chaos on Twitter this week was a fan photo taken after the game. As you know, if you buy like a bulk set of tickets to a Devils game, the Prudential Center will let you on the ice to take like a fun little group photo afterwards. I think it has to be like 50 tickets or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, after the Rangers beat the Devils in an embarrassing defeat, a bunch of Rangers fans in their little jerseys were allowed on the ice to take a group photo. I totally get why
Interesting.
people were angry because it absolutely pisses me off to lose to
Yeah.
the Rangers and then get to see
Go
a
home.
bunch of their fans on the ice with the Devils logo. It's just rubbing salt in the wound.
Yeah.
I will say people were a little dramatic about the photo. Like, the person who allowed this should be fired. Sir,
But if they paid for the tickets,
you can take this photo too. They were going to take the photo even if they lost.
Yeah.
And then it
Right.
would have had a very different vibe.
exactly.
My favorite comment about the photo.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. An ugly Christmas sweater photo.
Brilliant.
Thought that was cute. Thought that was funny. That's like that.
Yeah.
It's the type of energy I like to bring. This is the one that's probably going to get me beheaded. Jacob Truba might actually be a good guy.
What?
Oh, I see what you
What
mean
happened
now.
to what you said earlier about him being possessed?
He seems really nice
Yeah.
when he's not trying to beat up other players.
Okay.
So, as you may or may not know, over the summer, a bunch of people were talking about how in the off season he is a painter. Well, a fan commented on Jacob Truba's Instagram and was thanking him for his like epilepsy awareness and was just appreciative of like some of the work that he's done with epilepsy awareness.
Right, to,
and
like,
he like
promote the
offered to
cause.
send like a signed one to her.
Okay.
And I thought that was really sweet.
That's nice. That's the one and only time that you're allowed to praise a Rangers player.
I will also praise Shesterkin because I'm sorry, he's so fucking good.
All right, fine. You're right.
Like,
He
he's
is.
so good.
Yeah.
All right, Shannon. Now's the time for our favorite segment. But there is a problem. Problem is that you and I were at this game.
Yes, we were.
We could not listen to what shenanigans Dano was saying.
That's a good point.
I was sad I missed it.
So we don't know what silly things the commentators were saying. Do you have any weird commentary to comment on?
I do.
Oh.
So I have a couple things that we should not worry about.
Okay.
Because this time I may be saying some nutty stuff, but the fans said some really bad stuff too.
Oh boy. I am a little worried, I'm not gonna lie.
So the one thing, this one was more of just an interaction that I wanted to tell you guys about. There was a Ranger fan a couple seats back from us yelling as loud as he could, "Shoot the puck! Shoot the puck!" And there was a 13-year-old Devils fan in front of us. I'm assuming he was 13 years old. He just looked back and gave the dirtiest look. I was like, I'm glad you gave the look because I feel the same way. This guy needed to shut up. I was like, I'm glad we all feel the same way. And I love how like Ranger fans scream and Devils fans just give the evil eye.
Yes, that was very much the
Yeah.
vibe.
What was happening? And there was one fan during a puck drop. It was a Rangers fan and he screamed, and I'm going to censor this.
They were kind of like delaying, like they were taking forever to get around to this puck drop. It was a little bit of nonsense.
Yeah. And this fan screamed.
Someone said something about, I don't remember who our center was who was taking this puck drop. It might have
Yeah.
been Michael McLeod. I'm not
I
sure.
think it was.
Someone said something about the Devils, and in response, it was like an innocuous comment.
Yeah.
In response to that comment, this Rangers fan goes,
Grab his duck and twist it.
censoring kills me.
I lost it. I was like, did that happen? I have to write this down. I was like, I can't believe this happened.
Oh, I can believe that for sure.
I was like, all right, bro.
What would that achieve?
I
have
What
no
penalty
idea.
do you get for that?
That's all I have. And we're just not going to worry about that.
I'm
not
very
gonna.
worried about
And
it.
I'm not
we're
worrying
gonna
anymore.
Move on to the It Boy of the game. This will be of the game.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It boy of the game.
Okay.
So, Allie,
Yeah.
since we were there, do you have any nominations?
Well, obviously Jacob Trouba.
I
Girl.
shutting off the podcast.
Was
Hit the button, Shannon.
Was
Fuck.
that too sarcastic? Did I go too far? Nominating
was
a
pretty
Ranger
good.
for It Boy of the
It
Week.
got me. It did get me. But if you were serious, we would have to have a discussion.
I mean, Jack made a triumphant return. That's a good. I'm gonna give It Boy of the game to Jack Hughes. I think he's just very smart player, and I was excited to see him back. And he did his darndest.
I want to give It Boy of the game to, I believe it was Palat, to follow Jack Hughes with another similar semi-lazy feeling goal.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but that one was also just kind of wandered on
Huh.
in.
Where the puck just kind of slowly scooted over the line again. It was like, did that happen? It happened?
They should do more of this distract Shesterkin
Yeah.
thing because it kind of worked.
I guess I have to give the final verdict on who the
Yeah.
It Boy of the game
Andre
is.
Palat or Jack Hughes.
But since I didn't see any of this
I'm not
happen,
gonna-
this doesn't feel very fair.
I'm not
So-
going to lie. I made a weak case for Palat.
I don't know. Because I don't know. Do I want to give it to Jack again?
Someone let Jack Hughes be It Boy.
Didn't we give it to... All right, it can be Jack. I thought we gave it to him already.
But it could be Jack again.
It can be Jack.
This is very.
He
this is
has
very
been gone.
unenthusiastic It Boy.
He has been gone. You know, we do need him.
We don't
you
need
know?
We don't need your pity vote. Me and Jack Hughes over here.
Listen,
We don't need your pity vote.
it's just...
you know,
We've said this before. It's like voting for the popular kid.
well, call me basic. I'm voting for the popular kid.
I'm telling you that the popular kid won.
I would just like a little bit of enthusiasm about the popular kid.
All right, so the It Boy of this game is indeed Jack Hughes.
Yay!
Okay, if Jack Hughes was going to be a terrible food that they have at the Prudential Center that I have never tried and I don't know what they have at the Prudential Center, he's probably just a hot dog, I think.
The most
Probably.
popular item because
Yeah.
it was on every menu.
Damn, I nominate Jack for It Boy of the Week, and Sarah's over here comparing him to hot dog water.
Yeah.
Hot dog water. Not even just hot dog.
She's treating him like something she found on a street cart.
I mean,
The problem is I agree with Sarah in the
If I'm
sentiment.
wrong, you can
It's
counterpoint.
it's really hard for me to back
If
up
I'm wrong.
the enthusiasm that you're asking for from me, and I apologize.
don't get me wrong.
So I'm letting you
I'm
down.
glad that Jack is back.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
am. And I think that we're going to hopefully do a little bit better now that the team is starting to come back, especially with Nico also coming back to practice and maybe coming back to actually playing soon. I'm pleased. Okay. Don't get me wrong, but he's a hot dog. Sorry.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Jack Hughes is a hot dog.
Yeah.
All right. This is Hot Girls Hockey, and tune in next week for more sugar.
Space.
And everything ice.
I can't believe you
No.
just did the flipping. I'm so mad at you right now.
I love
Something about listen to our podcast, whatever, and follow us on Twitter, whatever it is that you say there. I'm not looking at the script.
You know what we didn't do?
We didn't sing a song.
But we know what song we're going to sing.
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way.
Yeah, I think
That's good.
all
Yeah.
you need.
You're welcome,
Do
Shannon.
you want more, Shannon?
Nope, I'm good. I'm hitting the button.
If you like our show, please leave us a rating, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and tweet at us at hotgirlshockey_.